Good morning. So our discussion for today is the continuation under the business planning. So this is the part two. So we were going to talk about different activities for each stage in planning and managing an enterprise, problems in managing an enterprise. We will also tackle the different sources of assistance to would-be entrepreneurs, and of course, the topic, which is all about specific government programs and the simulation in setting up an enterprise. So it is necessary for an entrepreneur to understand the stages in planning and managing an enterprise. So in these lessons, its focuses on the six stages of business planning and the key segments of a business plan. So for the first subtopic, which is entitled Activities for each stage and planning and managing an enterprise, um, normally, business planning follows several stages, such as the following. The first stage is objective setting. So, first, you should know the intention of the business plan. Is it for creditors or for prospective investors? The reason why this is necessary is that the picture of your business plan must be geared towards satisfying the users. If the business plan will be used to obtain funds from banks, then it should reflect the liquidity of the firm in paying its future obligations. So if the business plan suppose is to obtain funds from prospective investors, then it must focus on the ways to get their confidence. The next stage is about budgeting. So knowing the objective of the business plan, what are the financial needs of the project? If there is an expansion program, how much sales is projected? To attain the projected sales, what is the cost of raw materials to be purchased, the wages to be paid, acquisition of fixed assets, and other expenses? Next stage is about sourcing of funds. So budgeting is very important and identifies the amount necessary to accomplish the business plan. So after knowing the necessary budget required, where can the firm gets the funds? So from the creditors or from investors? What are the devices to obtain those funds? Next stage is about drafting of the plan. So after sourcing of funds, here ideas are formalized into a formal statement. So in strategic planning, the plans would come from top administration, and then the lower level management makes their own operational plans. Next is about implementation. So after drafting the plans, stage five is implementation. So here, plans are actualized. So the persons accountable for the implementation of the plan must see to it that nobody deviates from what is desired. And of course, the last stage is about evaluation or review. So after stage one, two, three, four, and five, so the last stage is about evaluation, of course. It's very important. So from time to time, the plans of the company shall be reviewed to detect deviations. So the review could be done semi-annually or annually. So the reason for this evaluation is to identify aspects of the plan that have to be corrected or modified, or it can identify aspects in the implementation that need to be corrected or modified to attain the plans. So let's talk about the parts of the business plan. So since we are talking about business planning, so what are the parts of business plan? So parts of a good business plan need different preparations, which you should consider the sale aspect of plans, or what we call SAIL. So sale again stands for specific, attainable, intelligible, and limited time. So there are 10 key segments of a business plan. So the first key is the cover page. So this includes the name of business, names of principals, addresses, and telephone numbers. Next is table of contents. So, and the third part is introduction. So this introduces the plan of the business, so the business goals and strategies. Next, we have the executive summary. So it provides a brief information about the business, citing the name of the firm, its location, brief description of the project, um, long range objectives, project highlights, and the brief findings and conclusions about the project. And it is normally 1 to 3 pages long. Then we also have the organizational and management study. So this will include reasons in forming the organization, the type of organization, organizational structure, officers, and key personnel and project schedule. We also have the market study. So this provides the data on the description of the market. So demand potential, supply aspects, competitive positioning, proposed marketing program, and its projected sales. We also have the production, of course. So production includes information about the product or service to be produced. So the production process, the plant size and production schedule, machine and equipment necessary, the plant location, the building, the facilities, raw materials, utilities, waste disposal, and production cost is under production. Next, we have financial study. So it includes the total project cost, the initial capital requirements, pre-operating cash flows, financial projections, and supporting assumptions. Next, we have the contribution to the Philippine economy. So it includes information as to contribution of the business to the economy of the country. And last part of the business plan is exhibits. So these are the supporting data of the preceding items such as personal resumes, job descriptions, letters of intent, copies of leases, contracts, legal documents, and plant location, lot location, and other important documents relevant to the plan. So now let's talk about the another subtopic, which is all about problems in managing an enterprise. So, mm, as a student, of course, do you encounter some problems in your studies? So, when you become an entrepreneur, do you think you would have problems too? Your problems might concern the day-to-day operations of your business. So it is because of these possible problems that you must be optimistic. So whether you get discouraged, your problems will get worse until you are no longer able to solve them. So what do you think are the common problems that you might encounter as an entrepreneur? So we have here the following, which is usual problems of the entrepreneur. So we have the first one about financial problems. So money will become one of the most important needs in operating the business. So without proper planning and budgeting, one will end up having a deficit. So he will not be able to pay his operating expenses as well as his obligations when they become due. To be able to secure the necessary funding, the next problem is to source out funds. So once he has sourced out the funds, he must be able to allocate these funds properly, prioritizing his needs one by one. Next, organizational problems. So, an entrepreneur would be employing people to assist him in the management of the business. So, in the process, he would discover that not all people have the same idea. So, his opinion and would vary with the others. When this happened, this would result in disagreements and tension in the workplace. Another problems, we have the production problems, of course. So if the enterprise is a manufacturing business, he would always encounter problems in terms of sourcing the raw materials, especially when they become unavailable and he has orders to deliver. So labor problems may also arise. So delays in production due to various causes such as the lack of materials, lack of people, brownouts, um, and also possible problems that an entrepreneur might encounter. We also have the marketing problem. So in marketing problems, the next things to do is to find the market or the consumers for the finished product. So um, he cannot simply produce goods without the demand of them or for them. Finding a market entails considering the competition with all the suppliers in the market. Then the next is competition, of course. So pricing and cost must be or might be one of the problems. So there is cutthroat competition in the market today. So cost should be the least cost as possible so that the selling price will be the least amount possible. So less cost would mean higher profit if the selling price says are standard among competitors. We have also collection problems. So he must or you must monitor the collectibles in case there are potential customers that cannot pay. So in this case, it happens. So cash flow is affected, leading to a failure to pay obligation on time. We also have the customer satisfaction. So the most important objective in creating a product is to satisfy the customer. So customer satisfaction means repeat orders, which requires quality products and services. So you must avoid a problem of the customer's complaint. So it has to be noted that there are two types of customers. So the first one is those that come back to complain, and the second one is those who do not complain but would not buy anymore. So one must avoid these two problems. Next, we have the last one, which is the economy. So a business is very volatile to the situation in the country where it belongs. So um, like for example, when Estrada administration was confronted with the illegal gambling scandal in October 2020 or 2000, I'm sorry, what happened to the value of the peso to the dollar? It decreases consistently over time until it reached 55 pesos to a dollar. So the lowest in the Philippine economic history. So this would mean that you need to raise prices, but raising prices is not easy job since there is also competition to contend with. Okay, so next subtopic under business planning is about sources of assistance to would-be entrepreneur. So at this point, what is the role of the government? Of course, that is our question in fostering entrepreneurial activity in the country. So if you become an entrepreneur, how would the government provide you financial, technical management, and infrastructure assistance? So we have here some government programs for entrepreneur. So normally the following is the list government agencies that provide technology information and research services. So we have the business in the Philippines are classified. So we have the first one, we have uh, the small or the small scale business, which means an enterprise or corporation which is characterized by the low initial investment and a small number of employees and low sales volume as compared to regular size business or corporation. So it is generally privately owned and mostly sole trader kind of business. So next we have the medium scale business. So maybe a family owned and managed businesses, but by virtue of their size, they may also be complex entities where ownership is separated from management. So medium sized businesses are normally well established and have an observable track record, which facilitates financing decision by lenders or investors. Then we also have the large scale businesses. So have more employees in more complex management hierarchy than in the medium scale businesses. They have great numbers of business operation daily. As rule, such businesses are characterized by a large number of clients, business contacts, and great volume of business communication. So this is the business in the Philippines, which classify. So the following, so we have here the government programs for entrepreneurs. So we have here the following list of the government agencies that provide technology, information, and research services. So the first one is, um, by the way, we have two popular programs of the government. The first one is the Magna Carta for Small Business, and the second is the Kalakalan 20. So And so again, the government support comes also in the form of research, technology, information dissemination. So we have here the first, which is technology and livelihood resources, or what we call the TLRC. So this is a government agency that handles technology, information, and the promotion of livelihood opportunities. So it frequently offers trainings and seminars to achieve its purpose. So some of these programs are the following. So we have the Technobank program. So this is in charge of all matters related to technology information. So it provides entrepreneurs with research, referral, and retrieval services. We also have the Business Technology Training Program. So this is in charge of conducting trainings and seminars on home-based agribusiness and aqua business and others. We have also Technology Extension Program. So this is concerned with organizing schools and the communities into associations which will use appropriate technologies in daily activities. We have also Technology Publication Program. So this deals with the production of publications such as manual, pamphlets, and monographs on agribusiness and other technologies. Then the last one, we have Technology Venture and Information System Department. So this provides computer, networking, and other information technology services. So it also provides financial assistance to technology innovators and inventors who have tested their products but do not have the funds to market and commercially produce their invention. So another government agency is Philippine Textile Research Institute. So it helps foster the local textile industry by providing technical services such as research, quality testing, processing, and other technical services and others. Next, we have the Forest Product Research and Development Institute, or FPRDI. So is in charge of conducting forest products research and development, providing technical services, and conducting non-formal training courses, seminars, and symposia on specialized areas of forest products, processing, or utilization technologies. We also have the Food and Nutrition Research Institute, or FNRI. So it undertakes research in the line with the food and nutrition in the country and provides technical consultancy. We have also the next one, which is the Philippine Council for Industry and Energy Research and Development, or PCIERD. So under this department, or this is under the Department of Science and Technology, so it is a charge of the use of indigenous resources and technologies in the introduction of new or improved product processes. So provides technical and financial support, establishes a national network of institutions for various research and development programs, and others. Next, we have Industrial Technology Development Institute, so ITDI. So it is also under the OST. So it is in charge of research on recovery of byproducts and waste, use of local raw materials, and provisions of technical services to local industries. We have also Footwear and Leather Goods Industry Center, or FLIC. So This operated by the National Manpower Youth Council and is engaged in skills training, in plant technical assistance, consultancy, industrial services, quality control, product research and development, and others. And the last one, we have the Department of Trade and Industry, or DTI. So it is in charge of the promotion of an economic and business environment necessary to increase the creation and growth of enterprise and improve trade of goods and services in and out of the country as part of its promotion program. So it organizes trade fairs and exhibit in the country. So the TTI also assists investors, small and medium scale entrepreneurs, exporters, and consumers. Okay, for the local and foreign investors, there are four bureaus under DTI. So we have the first one, so the Board of Investment, so or what we call the BOI. So BOI has a one-stop action center, or OSAC. OSAC, so which provides investors with the investment information and documentation they need in one location. So here, they may request assistance from representatives of the following agencies. So we have the Central Bank, Securities and Exchange Commission. We have the Bureau of Immigration, the Bureau of Customs, Export Processing, Zone Authority, Department of Tourism, Garments and Textile Export Board, Department of Labor and Employment, and Bonded Export Marketing Board. The next bureau is the Bonded Export Marketing Board, or BMB. So this in charge of the promotion of our country's investment abroad and assist incoming investors in joint venture arrangements, so between local and foreign companies or manufactured through market access, technology transfer, and equity participation. The next is the Construction Industry Authority of the Philippines, or CIAP. So, and of course, it also includes the Construction Manpower Development Foundation, or CMDF. So, is composed of the Philippine Contractors Accreditation Board, the Philippine Overseas Construction Board, and the Construction Industry um, Arbitration Commission. So it is in charge of the promotion and regulation of the construction sector. Then the fourth, or the last bureau under DTI, is the Export Processing Zone Authority, or what we call EPZA, or EPZA. So it regulates the operation of the Bataan, Baguio City, Mactan, and Cavite Export Processing Zone. So for the exporters, there are following agencies under TTI provide assistance and other services to the Filipino exporters. So we have the Export Assistance Network, or Exponet. We also have the Philippine International Trading Corporation, or PITC. We have the Product Development and Design Center for the Philippines, or PDDCP. We have the Philippine Training Center, or PTTC. We have the Center for International Trade Expositions and Mission, or CITEM. We have the Bureau of Export Trade Promotion, or BETP. We have the Foreign Trade Service Corporation, FTSC. And then for the small and medium scale enterprise, of course, we have the DTI for the National Capital Region, or NCR. We also have the Cottage Industry Technology Center, or CITC, and we have the DTI Micro Enterprise Assistance. So this is under the Industrial Guarantee and Loan Fund Microfinancing Program, and the Micro Enterprise Development Program, and Tulong sa Tao Program. Other agencies, the following agencies also help Filipino entrepreneurs in their business. So we have Department of Agrarian Reform, or DAR. We also have Department of Agriculture, DA. We have the Department of Education, Culture and Sports, DEX, or DCS. We have the Department of Environment and National Resources, DNR. We have Department of Interior and Local Government, DILG. We have Department of Labor and Employment, or DOLE or DOLE. We have Department of Social Welfare and Development, DSW. We have the Government Financial Institution or GFIS, Development Bank of the Philippines, DPP, under the Government Financial Institution. So Government Service Insurance System, GSIS, Land Bank of the Philippines, LBP, Social Security System, SSS, Phil Guarantee, Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas or BSP. And of course, the last one is the Office of the President, Presidential Management Staff or OPMS. Okay, so the next subtopic under business planning is about specific government programs. So we have, as I've said, a while ago, we have the Magna Carta for Small Enterprise. So for the Magna Carta for Small Enterprise, signed on January 24, 1991, so the Magna Carta for Small Enterprise is an act that promotes, develops, and assists small and medium-scale enterprise. So it was passed in light of the substantial contribution of small and medium-scale enterprise to the national economy. So the aims is to promote and assist such enterprise throughout the assistance of the various agency. So this agency provides the mandatory allocation of credit resources to small enterprises and rationalization of government assistance programs and agencies concerned with the development of SMEs. Next, we also have the Micro Enterprise Development Program. So this program supports the poverty alleviation of the country. So this program provides financial assistance and develops capabilities and livelihood. We also have the Kalakalan 20. So this provides financing to the countrysides and barangay business enterprise. So the requirements are the following. So the entity must have at least 20 or less employees. The assets before financing should not exceed at least 500 pesos and its registered office should be located at the countryside. Then we have the Tulong sa Tao. So this program is intended to provide financial assistance for micro entrepreneur, create employment, and enhance the income in the rural area. So the program also aims to develop and strengthen the capabilities of non-government organization or what we call the NGOs to implement livelihood programs. Then we have the competency-based economics through formation of entrepreneurship or CEFE. So this is a small enterprise promotion and entrepreneurship training model developed by the German Agency for Technical Cooperation. So the main objective for this program is to assist entrepreneurs in making effective decision planning and developing other management skills. Okay, so now let's talk about the next subtopic, which is all about simulation in setting up an enterprise. So steps in putting up a business. So a would-be entrepreneur must give a lot of thought to the following steps or procedure. So before plunging into any kind of entrepreneurial activity. So the first one is personal analysis. So test your seriousness. So do you really want to go into business? Are you willing to take risks? Are you prepared for uncertainties and perhaps lots of sleepless night? So if you are, then you are ready for the next personal analysis. Okay, and then also ask the question, what are your strengths, weaknesses, talents, and skills? So it is advisable to venture into a business where you are interested in and have the expertise. If you have done several business undertakings in the past and all have failed, perhaps entrepreneurship is not for you. So if you insist, analyze your past weaknesses or mistakes so that you will not repeat them again. Next, choosing a business. So, in the previous step, you have identified your talents and skills. So that's your personal analysis. So at this point, you can now identify the products or service that will suit your talents and skills. So if you are good in computer skills, then your business should be in line with the computers. So if you are good in cook or good cook rather, or you love food, then you must engage in food businesses. Okay, next, preparing a business plan. So the business plan is very important. So um, uh, business planning is or was discussed already in our previous lesson. So you have to prepare it so you would know the potential of the business. Then we have the final evaluation, of course. So after preparing the plan, of course, you need to evaluate if the picture is satisfactory to you. Perhaps you would like to abandon your plans at this moment when no money is wasted yet. When the plan is satisfactory, you proceed to the next step. The next step is about legalization of the business. So this requires registration with the government agencies. So you have to establish the business or as either a sole proprietorship, partnership, or corporation. So next step in putting up a business is implementation of the plan. So part of this is the recruitment, the selection and placement of your employees. So the acquisition of funds and their disbursement and others. Okay, so that's the end of our topic for today. S- For the references of our topic, disclaimer, I Agree by Sir Dan is an educational vlog. The purpose of this vlog is to provide free education to discuss lessons and clarify issues related to agriculture. The channel owner wishes to thank the trustworthy sources that have helped make this edu vlog possible. So any opinions or views shared in this vlog are also personal and belong to I Agree by Sir Dan. The views of any person that is directly or indirectly connected to the owner do not inherently represent them. In addition, any dependency you put on the materials included herein is solely at your own risk. Finally, if you need more details or have questions, please feel free to contact the owner. And thank you so much. Thank Tristan Laruan, Maurice Gravides, of course, De La Salle Araneta University, and DY Scholastic Press Incorporation.